Welcome to today's video, where we're diving deep into the fascinating story behind one of the most intriguing and valuable coins in U.S. numismatics, the 1979 D USA 1-dime penny. Now, I know what you might be thinking, a penny and a dime? How could they be related? Well, stick around, because this little coin has a history and a mystery that might just surprise you. Our journey begins in 1979, a year marked by numerous events both in the United States and around the world. The 1970s were a decade of change, a time when technology was advancing rapidly, and the world was adapting to a new political, economic, and social climate. In the United States, the inflation rate was high, and the country was grappling with challenges related to its economy, including the oil crisis, which made everyday life more difficult for Americans. Now, amid all the chaos and change of that year, the U.S. Mint was hard at work producing millions of coins, including the dime, that trusty 10-cent piece we all know so well. The 1979 dime is part of the Roosevelt dime series, a series that was introduced back in 1946, just after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. The Mint chose Roosevelt to honor his contributions during World War II and his role in shaping the modern U.S. economy. Since then, Roosevelt's likeness has appeared on the obverse, that's the head side of the dime, while on the reverse we see a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, which together symbolize unity, peace, and strength. But today we're not here to discuss the history of the Roosevelt dime in general. We're focusing on one specific coin, the 1979 D. Why this particular year? What makes the 1979 D so special, you might ask? Well, that's where the story takes an interesting turn. First, let's talk about the coin's design and minting process. The 1979 D was minted at the Denver Mint, which is represented by the D Mint mark. At first glance, this coin seems pretty standard. It's made of a copper-nickel-clad composition, which is the same material that was used for most dimes from 1965 onward. Weighing in at just 2.27 grams and with a diameter of 17.91 millimeters, it's the same size and weight as all the other dimes minted during the series. However, it's important to note that in 1979, the U.S. Mint made a major change to the design of its coins. The Mint had begun producing large numbers of coins to meet the demand, and with these massive production runs, a few errors slipped through the cracks. The error that made the 1979 D so legendary was a very rare and unique one. The 1979 D dime is known for its double die error. This is where the coin's design was unintentionally struck twice, causing the date and the lettering on the coin to appear doubled. You might think that a small mistake like this would go unnoticed, but in the world of numismatics, this error is like a golden ticket. The double die error occurs when the coin is struck multiple times in the same position, leading to a ghost-like doubling of the design elements. For the 1979 D, this meant that the date, 1979, and the letter D from the mint mark became doubled. On close inspection, you can clearly see the effect on the coin, making it appear as though the number 9 has a distinct second layer right next to it, and the mint mark, D, appears to have two overlapping impressions. It's a subtle error at first glance, but it's incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. But let's pause for a moment to understand why this error even occurred. Back then, coin dies, the engraved stamps used to strike coins, were made by hand, and sometimes they were imperfect. The 1979 D dime was struck using a die that had been misaligned during the minting process, which is what caused the double strike. Because the error was so subtle, most people didn't notice it when the coins were being circulated. In fact, the vast majority of 1979 D dimes are perfectly normal, with no doubling whatsoever. So what does that mean for collectors? It means that the 1979 D dime with the double die error is incredibly rare and highly valuable. It's a treasure for coin enthusiasts who are always on the lookout for that one special piece to add to their collections. In fact, finding a 1979 D double die dime is like discovering a hidden gem, a coin that carries not only historical significance but also potential financial rewards. The rarity of the 1979 D with the double die error is what fuels its collector appeal. Many numismatists and coin collectors dedicate their lives to finding these rare coins, and when one surfaces, it's cause for excitement. So, what happens when a 1979 D dime with this double die error is discovered? Well, that's where things get even more fascinating. Over the years, as these coins began to be recognized for their rarity, their value began to rise. In fact, there's a particularly well-known example of a 1979 D double-die dime that has become one of the most sought-after coins in modern U.S. numismatics. This coin sold for an astounding price of $143,000 at auction. Yes, you heard that right, a single dime, worth just 10 cents when it was minted, sold for over $143,000. But how did this happen? Why did a coin with such a humble face value become worth so much? Well, it all comes down to rarity, demand, and the incredible uniqueness of this particular minting error. The double-die error is so rare that it creates a sense of urgency among collectors to secure a specimen for their collections, which drives up the price. Over the years, fewer and fewer of these coins have been discovered, making them even more valuable as time goes on. For collectors, the thrill of finding such a coin is almost indescribable. It's like stumbling upon a historical artifact, something that ties together the past and the present. But for the lucky individuals who have managed to find and sell a 1979 D dime with the double-die error, the payoff has been nothing short of extraordinary. Now, you might be wondering, how can you tell if you have one of these rare 1979 D dimes? If you're lucky enough to have one in your collection, the first thing to look for is the doubling. As I mentioned before, the most noticeable feature of the 1979 D double-die error is the doubling of the 1979 date and the mint mark D. The subtle, but if you inspect the coin closely under good lighting, you should be able to spot the doubling effect. Look for extra, faint lines around the numbers and letters, as they will give you the telltale sign of the error. If you're unsure about whether your coin is the real deal, don't worry. There are plenty of resources available to help you authenticate your find, including coin experts, reputable dealers, and online forums where collectors gather to share their knowledge. If you believe you've found a 1979 D with the double-die error, you can even have it graded by a professional service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. These grading services will evaluate the coin's condition and provide a certification that can help determine its value. And here's where the story really gets exciting. The 1979 D double-die dime isn't just a rare coin. It's one that could potentially fetch a life-changing amount of money. When we look at the historical auction results, the $143,000 sale of one particular 1979 D dime serves as a clear indicator of just how valuable these coins have become. The buyer of that coin wasn't just purchasing a dime. They were investing in a piece of history, a rare and valuable artifact that would become a cornerstone of their collection. So, whether you're an avid collector, a curious numismatist, or someone who's just stumbled upon this coin by chance, the 1979 D USA 1 dime penny with the double-die error is a fascinating piece of history and a potentially priceless treasure. To sum up, what started as an ordinary 1979 D dime minted at the Denver Mint has become one of the most coveted coins in the world, thanks to its unique and rare error. Whether you found one in your pocket change or you're just learning about it for the first time today, one thing is for sure, the 1979 D double-die dime is a coin that continues to captivate and intrigue collectors, investors, and historians alike. With its incredible value, rich history, and the thrill of the hunt, it's no wonder this dime remains one of the most famous coins in American numismatics. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the story of the 1979 D USA 1 dime penny. If you enjoyed this deep dive into numismatics and want to learn more about rare coins, history, and the fascinating world of coin collecting, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on any of our future content. Until next time, keep looking through your change.